Hello, welcome to the world of Subnautica, or at least your escape pod. And yeah, you'll soon come to find out that's about how things go. Wake up, your chair's broken, your shit's on fire. Everything just, every direction, disrepair. Broken. Nope. That'll work. But this is just one of very many situations you're about to have to survive in the world of Subnautica. The fire came back, turn around. Now climb that ladder and see that world. Oh? I guess you should load up your best friend first. You're not going to run into many people on this planet.
You have suffered
or any.
minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
And you will be referring to the databank. Find clues, everything. Now we get to see the world. Here we go. Pop it open. And nothing. Every direction except for your flaming, destroyed ship.
Signs detected.
Hurrah. Well, you don't really have a lot of choice of what to do, so you might as well just dive in. But don't be surprised if, not after long, you stumble into something that, while interesting, will absolutely bury you. Hey, speaking of which, bye. Life pod you're going to be returning to, no one's going to be helping you, as they'll be shot down by a giant surface-to-air gun. You are alone. The planet will make sure of that. Your ship, you can salvage this very room for all the parts to the prawn suit. I suggest you do so the first time you come here. Flaming remains of the Aurora will give you all kinds of things to scan with your scanner. And most of the pieces you need to do a lot more than what you're capable of before you go to the Aurora. Just watch out for the giant monsters. Not that one. He's pretty cool. I named him Bob. There are some bugs. That is one of the giant monsters, but he's probably not supposed to be stuck face first into that wall. And yeah, pretty sure these guys aren't supposed to be floating in the air trying to be magnetized to me. Anytime you're confused about what to do or where to go, find a hole in the ground and go deeper. Deeper's the name of the game, not Subnautica. Deeper, the deepening. You'll find a lot of little places like this. Go in, scan around, find out the story of the people that came before, and mind the snakes. There are couple crews. This is a Degassi base. You follow the entire story of the Degassis from start to finish. You find out what happens to your crew for the most part, and the architects from a civilization 1,000 years ago. The planet's very sick. Everything on it, at least. And they want to find out how to get rid of it. Even if they may have brought the sickness upon the planet, not entirely sure how much they're to blame. But they tried to exploit the species of the planet in order to cure this ailment. It didn't work. You'll find their constructs everywhere. I suggest you carry a couple purple tablets and a couple ion cubes like that one, so that you can do cool shit like this. Touch it. If you find any wreckage from anyone else stupid enough to come to this planet, cut it open. They don't need it anymore. Just make sure you watch your back. This will change your life. This is a Cyclops, fully customizable, and you will want to. As soon as you can get over how fucking cool it is. It's like a mobile base. Speaking of bases, that is my Nautilus. I suggest you build a few bases anywhere where you think they'll be handy. Nice to have a bedroom. That is the prawn suit. I named mine the Ripley because it kind of reminds me of the one at the end of Alien 2. The cuttlefish nets you a gold trophy for releasing it, but as you can see, it's its own reward. Aren't you, little guy? This is the closest thing in the game that you'll have to a kitty. Suggest you explore and cut off anything you can. There's red bumps on that tree. Legs off that damn squid. Some of the creatures have more powers. Teleportation rays, like that one right there. The EMP, like that one right there. Which can shut down all the systems in your vehicle and allow it to attack you. I suggest the deeper you go, the more wary you become. Things start getting a little out of hand around 500. Here's an example of the teleport ray. Knock you out of your vehicle. Nope. Oh, look, a hole in the ground. What I tell you to do? Deeper. Just make sure the ground loaded first. As I said, some textures do not load as quickly as they should, so you can fall endlessly through the ground. And if you haven't saved, it's a real kick in the pants. Punch it in the face. You got that prawn suit now. You have a right hook. Put a big old drill in that, but I like the punches more. You can debate on that all you want. Welcome to the Lost River. I suggest you build a base in the junction. There's a picture coming up of one of mine that is in the junction. It's connected to all of your endgame areas, and it's a little bit deep into the Lost River, so you might want to take your whole Cyclops down here, even though it's tight, just for the supplies. But there is a lot just hanging around. He's pretty neat. You might want to be his friend. But just like everything else, he doesn't want to be your friend. This is the Grand Reef. And it has a good access to the Lost River. It's not a bad place to be either, but there are some hazards. Very large sea monster above you, teleporty guys all around you. You know, that kind of thing. The rays are everywhere. There are fish everywhere. At night, bioluminescence is on every plant, every creature. It is beautiful. They spared no time or effort when making this game. This is on the PlayStation Network. That's how I got it. I got it for $18, and it's worth more than twice that. Which it might be $40 rough on its regular tag, so it's worth it. That's what I'm saying. This door coming up here is the only place that you're ever going to need the orange tablet, so never make another one. Just carry the one you find around until you find here. This place isn't really that important, but it can get you a cuttlefish egg if you haven't found one already. Make sure to test everything, because you never know what might actually come off when you hit it with a knife and turn into something you might really need later. And the more you scan, the more you know. And the more you know in this game, the more sense it makes, to be honest. And that's enough of a reward in and of itself. Sometimes you will find some clues or advanced theories as to what's going on that really help the story unfold in your PDA. But other than that, it's just pretty much something you do to find stuff. That's the junction base, and that is the junction. This is the containment/research facility. Apparently they tried to force the species of this planet to give them the cure through scientific methods, and as you can see, it didn't really work out. I'm pretty sure this place was supposed to be above the water.
Interior walls in this section are substantially reinforced, indicating the designers were seeking either to keep something out or contain it within. Whatever their intention, it clearly failed.
Carry ion cubes. If you have room, carry like 3. A lot of these end game alien facilities are some of the nicer areas in the game. They're more interesting, at least. A lot of things to scan, a lot of stories to read and tell. Did I mention to go deeper? I think I did. Go deeper. And try not to be freaked out by the telepathic sea monster. That one's fine. It's that rock drill I was talking about. Now, you'll need the prawn suit when you get to these areas, because the Watney, or the sea moth, which I named the Watney Mark 6, won't go down here. It'll get crushed. I mean, you might be able to get the whole way here before it totally falls apart, but it's slim. And you'd never make it back. It would break.
the biological archive.
Now this is like the main
Indigenous
containment area where
specimens
they
in different states of
had a lot of their specimens and their prime specimen for a cure. But I think the moral of the story is that you can't force nature. It's kind of an environmental friendly. They worked against the planet and it didn't support them either. Hence they all died. But why explain it? I could let my friend coming up here very cryptically and vaguely explain it to you. Jump on in. See me doing that sometimes. I'm just making sure there's a ground when I land.
Are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Now they're gone. And instead, we have you. We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it as they did.
It's a sea emperor, probably my favorite creature. There's a lot of scale there, just, it's nice. It literally makes everything else nice. And it only wants really one thing that's not really that hard of an ask.
My young need to have
Just to continue.
to play outside this place. We have been here so long.
I believe it's been locked here for around 1,000 years.
Reach the world outside.
And it just
I
wants
asked
its
them
eggs to
for
hatch
this
so it can
but they
stop being
hear
here.
me. If you help us, I will give you freely.
Pretty much,
the
unless you're an
others
asshole,
tried in vain
you're
to
gonna like
take.
this thing. And its big weirdo face. Come here! Look at the kids! Yes, I'm continuously taking pictures like a proud pappy. Adorable! And then, because this is Subnautica, anything that's nice that happens has to have something awful that happens immediately
Their
after.
freedom is my end. What will it be like, I wonder, to go to sleep and never wake up? Perhaps next we meet, I will be an ocean current, carrying seeds to a new land. Or a creature so small, it sees the gaps between the grains of sand. Farewell, friend.
Now what's cool is they tried their hardest to take the cure from them, but if they just would have birthed them naturally, they just cough it up everywhere. And it's gross, I get it. But, what can I say? It's the remedy. And they'll grow to adults in about... Get that off your hands. Ugh, never listen. Of course. Oh, now it's on both hands. Well, what do you expect? Anyway, they'll grow to adults fairly quickly, and you'll be able to see them in adult form around the map, which is pretty cool. Next thing you're going to be tasked to do is to build your escape, a Neptune rocket, which I don't have video of me escaping on it because I was streaming at the time and didn't think to double record, but I will put a picture of the Kenobi 1.0/B, which is the name of my Neptune rocket that'll get me off of this planet. And yes, I named it the Kenobi because it's my only hope. And I'm a huge nerd. After you prove to them that you've got that cure. Reluctantly. They shut down the big fucking gun. Leave you in a position where you can say goodbye to your cuttlefish, which you can, and get aboard your rocket, which I guess I hadn't painted in this video yet, and fly your happy ass home to your $1 trillion in debt, because they charge you for everything on the ship, I'm pretty sure.
Engine powering down.
Turn your engine off one last time. And there's the Kenobi, and there's no more video after that. But if you watched this video, thanks for watching along. Yeah, that's it. It's been cool making this first video. Thanks. Have a good one.